Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel PLife, the pharmacist life, bringing you great healthcare advice and tips. So today's video is on throat infection. Do any of you do this? Hear this sound, but don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Oh my god, that is so funny. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my god. But anyway, if you do it, comment below. Let me know. Let me know if you do it. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel PLife, the pharmacist life. Okay, so as I said earlier, today's topic is going to be on throat infections, and I'm just going to be discussing a few that we actually see in the pharmacy, and giving you healthcare advice and tips that you can share with your friends and family, or with someone who you know is telling you symptoms that could be similar and they need help. So let's just dive straight in. A common throat infection would be sore throats. Sore throats are very, very common actually. They're not infections that we should be really worried about. It's very common. It can start from a bacterial infection to a viral infection, and especially moving on from the winter, it's mainly caused by viral infection. So that's just a very soreness in your throat. You're really struggling to swallow. Speaking could be a bit of a problem, so that's definitely sore throat. Some sore throats can give a little bit of a fever. So once you're feeling feverish and you're having sore throat and your nose is runny, that's definitely a viral infection going on there. So just go to your nearest pharmacy and just ask for products to help with the symptoms. One of the things that wouldn't cost you money is just gargling with warm salty water. Gargling with warm salty water helps to actually reduce the inflammation and just helps antibacterial properties that could help just to really relieve the symptom. Other things could be local anesthetics, especially if the sore throat is so painful and you are definitely struggling to swallow or even struggling to talk. Then local anesthetics will do the job for you. You can suck on lozenges for the throat. You can suck on, obviously common ones we've got here will be Strepsil, lemon and honey lozenges, Halls, anything menthol that can help as well, or anti-inflammatory lozenges, definitely good ones that you could try, and they would help. But moving on from sore throat, we're going to be talking about more serious throat infection. We're going to go into what we call tonsillitis. That actually can be caused by bacteria. And basically what that means is you get white patches at the back of your tongue, on the tonsils. So when you open your mouth, there's two little things right there, right at the back. Those are your tonsils, and you can have white spots on them, and you can also have white spots leading down from the back of your throat all the way down. So that is tonsillitis, and that is a very serious throat infection. Unfortunately, you would need antibiotics for those because it can be quite severe. Obviously, the symptoms of tonsillitis, you would definitely get a sore throat, and you would get a very painful sore throat. You would actually struggle to swallow, you would struggle to even eat, you would definitely have fever with that, and you just feel generally awful. It is not a very nice thing to have. A lot of patients that come through the pharmacy, you just feel so sorry for them because it's just so awful, because they can't talk and they feel generally unwell. Another symptom of throat infections can actually be the start of a cough. That's quite, it's quite funny, but when when there's a high chance that you are going to start a cough, it actually starts with sore throat. And what happens is the throat will continue to get sore as you start coughing and coughing, and obviously the more you cough, especially if you're putting pressure on those ribs and pushing it through your trachea up to your throat, that can cause you to have, you know, some infection in the throat, and that can cause you to have a really bad throat pain and hoarseness in the voice, and even struggling to eat. So that's another symptom of throat infections. Other ways that you can help with a bad throat as well, especially if it's sore, husky and painful, you can also suck on just take something like an ice lolly. You can lick an ice lolly, anything cold that can help it. If you're having really painful, especially ones that are triggered as a result of a systemic infection, then you should definitely be using anti-inflammatory throat sprays. I struggle to say that word, I don't know why. But yeah, you should be using the anti-inflammatory throat sprays because those ones are good. Also, if you're on chemotherapy, or if you've had cancer of the throat, or you've had you know, anything to do with radiation, chemotherapy, then you should be using anti-inflammatory throat sprays rather than just local anesthetic throat sprays, because those are what will be better for the, you know, infection in the throat. Other people who can get affected with sore throat quite easily are people who are on medications that suppress their immune system. So people who are on cancer medications will tend to get quite a few bouts of sore throat or throat infections. Anyone whose immune system is weak and gets attacked quite easily, if your blood sugar levels, if your diabetes is out of control, that can also cause you to have throat infections. So it's definitely something to think about. Another throat infection is actually laryngitis. Laryngitis is actually an infection of the voice box and the larynx in the throat. So that is when you completely lose your voice and you are trying to talk, but you can't talk, nothing's coming out. With those, you'd need antibiotics. Unfortunately, it's not something that can be done in the pharmacy, but we'd always still advise that you should, you know, suck on lozenges, or, you know, Jakemans is my favorite. I love to use Jakemans. I love the black one, and I love the honey and lemon and eucalyptus one. I think Jakeman's a very good brand to be able to suck on to. You're able to get your voice back. Pharyngitis is another throat infection, and pharyngitis actually is the one that just affects the right back of the throat. If you do suffer from allergies, you get a lot of throat itchiness. I get it as well because I suffer from allergies, and so if there is dust in the air or a lot of perfume, or just something that's not right ticking with me, it really does trigger my throat and I can feel it. So that can, obviously, too much of that itching sensation in your throat, because you tend to want to scratch maybe on the inside. Do any of you do this? Hear this sound, but don't judge me, okay? Don't judge me. Oh my god, that is so funny. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my god. But anyway, if you do it, comment below. Let me know. Let me know if you do it, because definitely I can't help it. If there is anything that I'm allergic to in the atmosphere, it just comes up. I'm like, I want to scratch my throat. I want to scratch my ears. That's actually pharyngitis. Like I said, it's just something that it's not something that is a really bad or scary type of throat infection. So that can just be treated with warm salt water, gargling with warm salt water, and can also be treated with some herbs as well, actually, like marshmallow herbs, licorice, sage, or honeysuckle. So it's one of those things that can actually be treated quite well. So it's nothing to worry about. Anyway guys, so that's me done for today. And I hope you liked the little short video on throat infections. I hope you learned a thing or two, and please comment below. Like I said, I'd really love to engage with you guys. Let your friends know about my channel, share it, talk about it, talk about how stupid I can be or how silly I am on my videos. Don't worry, I'm alright with it. So let your friends and family know if there is any healthcare need that I can be able to support. Just comment below, reach out to me, I'll be able to help. Please like, comment and subscribe. The more subscribers, the more people can see it and the more people can enjoy these videos as well. So thank you so much guys. Have a fantastic week. Lots of love from me. Mwah.